real reason why I decided to start rapping, I just wanted to better my life. I wanted to do something better for my life. Not all the time, money is the best thing for your life.
Diddy has recently found himself at the center of a storm of concerning allegations. Amidst the whirlwind of rumors and conjecture, one remarkable development has captured everyone's gaze. He surprised everyone by making an announcement aimed at guaranteeing that his artists receive the fair compensation they deserve. This surprising change of stance has undoubtedly left people intrigued and questioning. And one of those questions appears to be, could this be a move to bribe witnesses as details surrounding Tupac's death emerge?
I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music or EMI or Sony ever in public.
There is a rising chorus of whispers hinting that Diddy's choice to relinquish publishing rights to his artists may not be as simple as it seems. Certain voices are voicing their apprehensions, contending that this decision could potentially give rise to substantial complications.
I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release.
Reportedly, there is a lingering suspicion that he might be trying to coax them into signing non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, effectively preventing them from revealing what they allege to be his hidden motives. According to these hushed conversations, some artists within his inner circle may hold information regarding his most closely guarded secrets.
Artists, some of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote.
During the mid-1990s, the music industry witnessed the unparalleled dominance of the Bad Boy record label, all thanks to iconic artists such as the late and legendary Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim, Faith Evans, Craig Mack, and the ever-popular MaSe. Among them, MaSe stood out as a shining star associated with the Bad Boy record label, owned by none other than Puff Daddy. However, as the early 2000s dawned, MaSe made a momentous decision to part ways with the label. His departure was largely attributed to what he perceived as Diddy's peculiar and unsettling behavior, not just towards him, but also towards other well-known artists within the label.
Put him in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and took.
During their zenith, Bad Boy Records unleashed an unrelenting torrent of hits that set dance floors ablaze and ruled the airwaves. Furthermore, Diddy's proteges seized control of the television landscape, captivating audiences with extravagant music videos adorned with explosive visuals, and the iconic shiny suits of that era.
Even Bad Boy, compare the Only You video to Can't Nobody Hold Me Down. And then Bad Boy sets the tone so early.
Expectations soared for MaSe, with many believing he was poised not only to dominate the R&B scene, but also to make an enduring impact on the rap world. Therefore, it was nothing less than a shocker when he dropped the astounding bombshell that he was exiting the rap game to follow a calling as a pastor. This revelation caught everyone off guard, especially considering his chart-topping reign from 1996 to 99. The unexpected manner in which MaSe departed from the Bad Boy Records roster sparked a heated debate, further fueled by swirling rumors and speculations regarding the circumstances surrounding his decision. How is it that a 19-year-old rapper can wake up one day and declare, you know what, I want to get out of this and become a minister? In the year 1999, Mason Betha, better known as MaSe, delivered a momentous announcement that sent shockwaves through the music industry. He declared his departure from Bad Boy Entertainment and the establishment of Sane Ministries, an acronym representing Saving a Nation Endangered. Asserting that he had undergone a profound spiritual connection with God, he assumed the title of Minister MaSe, symbolizing his newfound role and unwavering commitment to his religious calling. He also claimed he was leading people, friends, kids, and others down a path to hell, stating that he left to find God in his heart and follow him. In fact, during the peak of his career, thanks to the tremendous success of his album Harlem World, MaSe chose to divulge this very information to a radio interviewer. I felt like I had a lot of money, but I didn't really know who I was. I knew I had to do something other than hip-hop. Nonetheless, skepticism lingers regarding the motivations behind MaSe's departure. Diddy had a reputation for not readily allowing artists to exit their contracts and maintain their affiliation with Bad Boy. MaSe had, without a doubt, inked a significant and binding agreement, casting doubt on the circumstances surrounding his exit. Despite the absence of royalties during his break, MaSe managed to stage a triumphant comeback after 5 years with his album Welcome Back under the Bad Boy label. Nevertheless, he swiftly signaled his intention to depart once more and skillfully orchestrated an interview with Puffy. In the course of this interview, he formally sought his release from the contract, adding another noteworthy twist to his eventful journey with the label.
What you ever had something to talk about? You had nothing to talk about right now. Got something to talk about.
No, this is freedom paper.
In 2016, MaSe made a sensational comeback as part of a Bad Boy Records tour, wasting no time in publicly airing his grievances against his former boss. Shortly thereafter, he turned to Instagram for a live session to offer an explanation about the circumstances surrounding the incident.
When I see the hurt and the pains of other people on Bad Boy, that motivates me to say something so I don't be deemed as a person who just made a bunch of money and turned a blind eye.
Despite moments of apparent reconciliation, the tension between them never truly seemed to dissipate, with MaSe resuming his criticism of Diddy. This dynamic persisted even after Diddy delivered a heartfelt speech at the Grammys, demonstrating that their relationship remained complex and unsettled. Diddy said, "Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be." While Diddy's words resonated with many musicians, MaSe notably did not share the same sentiment. The rapper took to Instagram, albeit in a post that has since been deleted, to voice his grievances about the alleged unfair treatment he had endured under the leadership of Bad Boy's label head. "Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely starved your artist and been extremely unfair to the very same artist that helped you obtain that Icon Award on the iconic Bad Boy label." In a candid interview, MaSe took things a step further by disclosing that he had never received adequate compensation, even though he had been the creative driving force behind numerous hit songs for Bad Boy. This revelation brought to the fore his financial hardships within the label, further deepening the ongoing controversy surrounding his association with Bad Boy Records.
The records, the beats, you ain't getting the money, you ain't getting the publishing, you ain't getting the respect. And I don't think you're like that.
One of the most direct references to Diddy came when MaSe mentioned the star's latest name change, going by the moniker Brother Love. "Since Kane K'd Abel, I'm able to K Kane. Love don't steal. My guy, change your name." MaSe's rap lyrics raised eyebrows and stirred speculation among listeners, with some suggesting that the verses hinted at Diddy's alleged role in the murder of notorious B.I.G. for financial motives.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive.
Almost 26 years ago, on the night of March 9th, 1997, the rap world suffered an immense loss when the notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie, met a tragic end. What continues to cast a chilling shadow is the fact that, even to this day, no one has been held accountable for his murder. While the story of Biggie's unresolved homicide is well documented, the exact sequence of events leading up to that fateful night has always remained enigmatic, cloaked in mystery.
I don't think anything is coincidental. Why would you tell the littlest in the crew that these are the guys who took my chain?
During an appearance on DJ Vlad's vlog, Gene Deal, a former bodyguard linked to the Bad Boy record label, made some astonishing disclosures. Deal alleged that Diddy had been benefiting from Biggie's success and went on to claim that the late rapper had been actively contemplating leaving the record label in the weeks leading up to his tragic demise. Reportedly, Biggie was in the midst of negotiating a significant deal valued at over $60 million as part of his intention to part ways with Bad Boy.
Why you gonna tell the man who make all the money for us? That's a setup. They was setting that boy up, man. Do you understand what I'm saying?
People who were familiar with Biggie during the Bad Boy music era, aside from Diddy, frequently have their unique recollections of private conversations and events that unfolded behind the scenes. One such individual is Gene Deal, a former bodyguard who maintained a close working relationship with Diddy.
Me and Puffy, we was friends. So understand one thing, the streets, when you're known as the best, you become a trophy. Everybody wants the trophy.
Deal maintains that Biggie had seriously considered leaving Bad Boy Records in pursuit of a more financially rewarding opportunity elsewhere. This disclosure has sparked the curiosity of fans, leading them to ponder how Diddy might have reacted. Clearly, Diddy was reaping substantial financial gains from his connection with Biggie, and the potential departure of Biggie would have undoubtedly posed a substantial challenge.
Big them didn't even know Puff was even in the studio. You understand? He didn't even know Puff was in the studio with them.
Deal asserted that the late rapper had initiated the process of leaving Bad Boy in pursuit of a tremendously lucrative contract exceeding $60 million. According to Deal, he stumbled upon Biggie's Bad Boy contract while safeguarding Diddy's briefcase during a flight. The contract outlined Biggie's earnings, which were specified in increments of $250,000, but it notably retained publishing income under Puff's control. Upon inquiring with Biggie about this arrangement, the rapper reportedly revealed his intentions regarding the new deal and the significant wealth he anticipated deriving from it.
And I seen big contract, and it was talking about, well, you get $250,000, for signing. You're going to get another $250,000 if the thing go gold.
While Gene's assertions may pose challenges in terms of verification, they receive considerable support from Biggie's mother, Voletta Wallace. She has openly addressed the financial aspects of her son's agreement with the label, and her insights are documented in her 2005 book, Biggie, Voletta Wallace Remembers Her Son Christopher, where she provided details about the amount of money he received upon signing with the label. She wrote, quote, "My son was part of a high-stakes game and didn't know the rules. I'm glad he does not have to witness that the very people that he thought he could ride and die with wouldn't think twice about using his mother. I'm glad he doesn't have to know that they wouldn't think twice about exploiting his children." In his interview with DJ Vlad, Gene also delved into Diddy's perspective on prioritizing financial gain above all else. He claimed that Diddy openly conveyed his lack of concern for the welfare of Tupac and Biggie, a statement made months prior to their tragic deaths. Gene recalled an incident that occurred after the Soul Train Awards, during which Diddy became agitated upon overhearing him informing the other bodyguards about his avoidance of death row associates.
They try to rewrite what actually happened in history, and there's not enough people coming out.
According to Gene, Diddy openly articulated his primary focus on being a businessman and maximizing his financial interests. Furthermore, Gene alleged that Diddy ominously foreshadowed a sequence of events by stating that he didn't care whether Biggie or Tupac lived or died, or if Suge Knight encountered legal consequences.
Something gotta change. I don't give a if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change.
In that same interview, Gene went on to reveal that the person behind Biggie's shooting had approached Diddy before the tragic incident took place. Furthermore, he discussed the well-known sketch of Biggie's purported assailant, stating that it did not accurately represent the actual perpetrator. According to Gene, law enforcement possessed surveillance photographs of an individual who closely matched the description provided by eyewitnesses on the night of the shooting. However, these photos have never been made public or released by the authorities.
No. It's similar. Like I said, the bone structure, I had told them that. I said the bone structure was a little higher.
Diddy has spoken about Biggie's tragic death in an interview with Wendy Williams, acknowledging a profound sense of responsibility for the loss of his close friend, who was only 24 years old at the time. During the interview, Diddy recounted the events of that fateful night and reflected on how he and Biggie had planned to be on a plane leaving the country together.
I think I always feel some sort of, responsibility because he was supposed to go to London that night. And, I let him talk me into, not going to London and staying in LA.
In contrast to Diddy's statement that Biggie was the one who wanted to stay in Los Angeles, former Bad Boy Records president Kirk Burroughs allegedly contradicted this assertion. Burroughs maintained that it was, in fact, Diddy who had suggested that they stay in Los Angeles instead of continuing to London. This differing perspective adds intricacy to the circumstances surrounding their decision that night.
P. Diddy called, he's not going to London. Call Arista, cancel it. You go. You represent it, you go.
Gene's assertions regarding Diddy's potential involvement in Biggie's death have certainly garnered attention and raised questions among many people. One person wrote, "Crazy how Biggie and Pac, both rumored to leave their record companies, both died ambushed in a vehicle while out partying with their owners and producers of their record labels." Another one added, "Music execs, Diddy, you better handle this Biggie contract situation. Either he stays with us or he stays with us forever. Diddy, I'll be missing you." And they believe the deaths of both Biggie and Tupac remain shrouded in controversy and subject to numerous theories. Some theories have also implicated Diddy and Tupac's M, There have been reports suggesting a possible connection between Diddy and Tupac's K. This scrutiny of their association intensified when the case of Biggie Smalls was reopened in 2006 following a request from his mother. LAPD Detective Greg Kading reportedly uncovered new information during this process that seemed to link Diddy to Tupac's assassination.
He was known as the multi-law enforcement task force that investigated the murders of rap stars Tupac and Biggie. That's the Wikipedia story about him.
Biggie Smalls' mother filed a lawsuit against the LAPD seeking around $500 million in damages. She referenced the widely circulated conspiracy theory that the police had covered up her son's murder. This legal action resulted in the reopening of the case in 2006 and its assignment to LAPD Detective Greg Kading. During his investigation, Kading uncovered a greater amount of information than he had initially anticipated.
If you've seen the movie American Gangster and they got these pictures, is this the guy at the top? Is this the guy? So I have 50 different pictures with magnets, and he's putting these things up on. If you go to the video, you'll see how I set it up.
Detective Greg Kading made a notable revelation during his investigation, expressing his belief that the deaths of the notorious B.I.G. and Tupac were intertwined. When initially focused on examining Biggie's murder, he stumbled upon new evidence that seemed to establish a connection between both cases.
So many people in music and Hollywood fear this guy, Diddy, as if he's untouchable.
After a thorough 3-year investigation, Detective Greg Kading arrived at a stunning conclusion. He alleged that Sean Puff Daddy Combs had ordered a $1 million contract on Tupac Shakur. This alleged plot was believed to be linked to the heated rap feud involving Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls. Kading asserted that the music mogul had significant gang affiliations in Los Angeles and had purportedly enlisted the services of Crips member Dwayne Keefe D. Davis to carry out the assassination.
And so, A, yeah, they've got to retaliate so they don't look like, a weak gang. And 2, they owe it to him.
According to Kading, Tupac's murder was purportedly orchestrated by Crips gang member Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. Initially, the plan involved Keefe D carrying out the hit, but due to a last-minute change of plans, Keefe's nephew ended up being the one responsible for the assassination.
Southside Crips and Orlando Anderson, Keefe D, they know that, hey, we just hit this dude in Las Vegas, and it's on.
As a consequence of these events, Tupac tragically lost his life, and Suge Knight was injured. Adding to the intrigue is the fact that just hours before the shooting, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson had a physical altercation with Tupac at a Las Vegas casino. After years of diligent investigation, Detective Greg Kading reached a consequential conclusion. He alleged that Sean Puff Daddy Combs ordered a $1 million contract for the murders of both Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight.
Immediately in the aftermath, Diddy hears about the shooting, finds out that there's, Tupac's been shot and he's in the hospital.
Fans have long been vigilant and attentive to this case, as it appears that they were aware of the details well before the official investigation even commenced, and especially when Diddy out of nowhere announced giving back the publishing rights to his artists. One person wrote, "Of course he did it, but nothing will come out of it but a bunch of media. They want the public to believe they are working on the case, but they know and we know celebrities don't go to jail. If they do, it is for a very little amount of time. When celebs do go to jail, they are usually a young black man without the means to buy their way out of the system." Another one added, "Death Row and Bad Boy let their 2 biggest stars get and it was easily done, especially Biggie. I will never understand why Puff would have Biggie out in LA so soon after Pac died. The interview Big did on the radio station sounding cocky and unbothered, not to mention the lack of security on Big." One person wrote, "Puffy denies all this stuff, but Puffy has access to the best lawyers in the world. Why hasn't he sued either Kading or Keefe D for defamation?" And there are multiple people, meaning a lot of people, that saw either Biggie or Bad Boy Records associates on California Ave and Burris Ave in Compton on multiple occasions, which was the home base blocks for Southside Compton Crips. Furthermore, there have been stories and allegations surrounding Diddy's sexuality and involvement with various men. One particularly surprising alleged incident took place at one of Will Smith's renowned parties, leaving the infamous gangster Keefe D astonished. Keefe D had never anticipated that individuals like Diddy, who had a wife and children, and Tupac, known for his numerous girlfriends, could potentially share an interest in each other.
Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on.
So that is why there are speculations circulating that Diddy may have reacted with panic upon learning of Keefe's arrest, fearing potential exposure for who knows what. This fear could have led him to make the surprising announcement of returning publishing rights to all of his artists, including MaSe. Several sources have suggested that Diddy is now imposing restrictions on his artists to prevent them from revealing any incriminating information about him. The concern stems from the possibility that if Keefe were to testify in court, he might unveil unsettling truths about Diddy. This potential testimony could serve as a catalyst for other artists, with MaSe at the forefront, to share their knowledge about Diddy. Adding to the intrigue, there have been rumors that Keefe has refused to cooperate with the police, fueling further speculation.